My apologies for being late on tonight. My internet completely stopped, my router and everything, or router, I'm not sure how you pronounce it in some parts of the world, but that went all down, and so it's back up. Before I start, Kevin's not here tonight. He might be in the chat, hopefully be in the chat. He's had internet problems. I'm sure I'll explain to you guys. So with me tonight, stepping in for Kerry, is my good friend Brent Thomas from Paranormal Portal. How you doing, Brent? And hey. Don in the background. Hi, Don.
And Don, yeah, we're doing good. Thanks again for letting us come on and be a part of this. We're always thrilled to co-host with you.
Yes, me too. Me too. Feels like old times.
Right.
We have got a guest coming on, but he's now having a few problems with the internet. So hopefully he'll get that sorted. So I thought we better come on and say hello to you guys, and a couple of shout outs really. One is to Andy Gone Fishing. Yeah, my internet as well. Andy Gone Fishing, he's had some serious surgery today. I know all you guys in the chat know Andy. He's a good guy, and I want people to please send some thoughts and prayers out for him, because the surgery he's had is really big, and he's going to need, I'm sure he'll appreciate everyone's thoughts and prayers. And also to everyone who's going through all the fires and the floods and everything else that's going on at the moment. And, you know, a lot of people that we know that come into the chat have been affected. So thoughts and prayers and love and everything, you know, out to you guys. So, yeah, that's it. Until we get our guest, Brent, what has been happening with you?
Oh, you know, things have been pretty busy. Lots of projects going on, lots of amazing opportunities and things that I've been involved with. It's just been an incredibly hectic time, but there's some great things coming up. I just tied up a narration project with the Irish Bigfoot Research Organization for their upcoming documentary, part 2 of the Walking with the Wild Man, which is due in December. So I narrated the whole thing.
Woo-hoo. Wow. Amazing.
I'm going to get Don some pom-poms.
Yeah, I can see him doing that. How's things with Don?
There we go. Don's been good lately. Thanks for asking. You know, I got a few things in the works for myself, and you know, just, you know, doing the portal and hanging out with you guys. That's what I'm doing, and just enjoying life.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do, isn't it? We're going to be here, let's enjoy it at least. And it looks like our guest Michael Patterson. I must let everyone know this is not Mike Patterson of Sasquatch, Ontario. I know some people might have got a bit confused with the name. However, Mike Patterson of Sasquatch, Ontario is going to be on the Late Show on the 27th of September. So I think that's going to be a good one to watch. Very interesting, because I want to know about all the things that have been going on with him. But here, Michael, thank you. You finally made it. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can barely hear. My audio was real choppy. I can cut in and out.
I think you're coming in a bit clearer now. Can you hear us?
You're coming in choppy, and I don't have a visual.
All right.
I don't. It may be on my end. I don't know.
Are you using Chrome? Are you using the Chrome browser?
Yeah, it's completely garbled. I can't make any sense out of it.
Okay. Well,
kind of
really interesting.
You want me to go? Do you want me to go out and try to come back?
Yeah. Can you use? Are you using Google Chrome? Let me just find somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go out. I'll try back.
Okay. Right. I just need to find some instructions. So yeah, this is what happens when you go live.
This is what happens when the Paranormal Portal shows up.
Yeah. All things going a bit crazy. I was sorry. Go on.
I was going to say that sounds like an exaggeration, but I was just when I was just connecting with another group earlier this last week, they had a lot of problems, and they're like, "This never happens," and I was like, well, "Welcome to my world."
I'm just going to send him another message. I was ready to test it out with him earlier, and like I said, suddenly I got upstairs and tried to get on, and the next thing you know, everything went
wonky
haywire, and so is Michael. So we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, it's funny. It spreads like a rash. This internet stuff.
Yeah. So, well, what else is going on? What's happening? I've noticed you had some more. What was it? The EVP. Was it the guy saying yeah or something like that?
Oh yeah, from the live stream. Yeah, we get that sometimes. It's some weird, and it's very rare. And full disclosure, I can't be sure if it's paranormal because we're utilizing so many trails and chains of technology that just weird things come up or glitchy things happen, and with multiple connections and streaming on top of it, there is a good chance that they're just anomalies. But the fact that it sounded exactly like an answer to what I was talking about, I think that's that was really profound. And earlier this year, we went to Coloma, Montana, and did an investigation over there of a ghost town up on the top of a mountain with Duke Sullivan, and had a great time. And some really cool evidence came out of there too. Some great EVPs. It was really exciting. So yeah, we've been trying to incorporate more of that into what we're doing too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have you got any plans for Halloween? Are you thinking of going out and did you do any sort of outdoor stuff last year?
No, we didn't. We did a parathon though.
Yeah,
we did
8 freaking hours.
We did an 8-hour parathon last year, and we might
yeah.
Oh God, no.
It was memorable. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No,
I'm pulling your leg.
We really don't have anything scheduled or planned right now. I would really like for us to do a lot more of the getting out and doing stuff. To me, that's exciting. I'm gonna yank down out in the woods before the end of the season here, and we're gonna go Bigfooting and see if we can turn up, because this is the north of Idaho is where we live, and there's as far as reports, actually our county is like on the top of counties in Idaho for sightings and experiences. So. And we did investigate a structure one time here, and people were losing chickens. And we looked into it and found that a weird structure was found that was like a rudimentary igloo. It was all interwoven branches, and the base of it was this 6-inch sapling bent over, and it was just incredible. So we also found a footprint about a quarter mile away. So I'm sure they're here. We just got to get out and find them.
What's your, what would be the perfect scenario? Have you either seen Bigfoot or encountering Bigfoot? How would it happen? How are you going to have that camera ready or what?
The perfect scenario would be like having the camera ready.
That's the one, isn't it?
And then not soiling myself as I'm trying to actually get a photo.
I've thought about this. I mean, those who've never seen one, I've never seen one, but I could imagine it's probably, going to be quite hard going, isn't it? Thinking about taking a picture while trying to comprehend what you're seeing.
Yeah, I don't think that most of us, including myself, have an understanding of what it would be to be standing face to face with something so large and huge it could beat you into pudding. That just how do you quantify that in your mind? You can't until you're in that moment. So it doesn't surprise me that there's no photos or really bad photos and blurry photos, because I'd be shaking horrible, even with the cell phone. If you hold up your cell phone camera and try to simulate a shaking hand from like adrenaline, you'll never get a clear shot.
Never.
So
I'm laughing. Yeah, it's a lot to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, but for me, I'm past seeing the video and the pictures. I want to go. It has to be one step further, doesn't it? I think
it does. I think everybody's ready for the next step too. There's been enough of the blob squatchy things and the abstract kind of photos. It would be great as people are getting out there. And I think there are more people getting out there, and as more people get out there, there's bound to be someone's going to pull in some evidence. But I firmly believe it's already out there. Just whomever has it, or those people that have it, just are not sure they want to enter that fray.
I just want to say thank you, Patriot One Forever. Very kind of you to chuck that in the pot. What about paranormal stuff? Have you had anything interesting or heard anything interesting lately? If you had some good guests on.
We haven't done a lot with guests lately. We've been doing just a lot of shows talking about phenomena and stuff, but we have I actually just got confirmation we're going to be having Vic Cundiff on in the near future, and that should be a fun time. I was a guest on his show recently with the IBRO promoting that documentary, so he's going to come on to the portal, and it should be a great time because we can cover two worlds, the Dogman and the Bigfoot stuff. He's got his feet firmly in both worlds, so should be a great discussion. But and I just always looking for the next great guest. And we've had some wonderful ones on, and I've been really honored by that. But yeah, always looking forward.
Good. How are you doing now, Michael? Can you hear us all right?
It's still real choppy. I don't have a visual on you guys either.
Right.
We can try.
Well, if you can hear me then, I know you had quite a terrifying encounter, not just on your own, you were with some friends. Do you want to talk us through it, and we'll just see how it goes?
I can try. Like I said, you're still real choppy. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
We're hearing you good.
Yeah, it was. I can hear you, but it's real choppy, and it's not letting me see you either. But I'll do the best I can.
Perfect.
Still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it was summer of 1989, and it was me and 6 friends, and with 5 of my guy friends and 1 female. She was the girlfriend of one of the guys that that was with us, and she used to sneak out to see him. She was 17, and mom and dad weren't real cool with it, but that's how they used to see each other. But anyway, we had all got together, and they was wanting to drink, and I didn't have a problem with it. But when you're 18, you got to go somewhere where the law ain't gonna be. So I volunteered to drive. I figured I would drink later on in the night. But everybody we got together, got her, and we went out to this place. It's White Oak Wildlife Management area, and we was put in 4 High, and we was kind of familiar with the place because we used to crappie fish there a whole lot. And anyway, we put it in 4-wheel drive, got on one of those logging roads, and really, we tried to get lost. We went on down in and found a little spot that, everything was, I thought we could get out of it pretty easy. And we just pulled over, and everybody got out, and, it was, had the radio going, but not real loud. We didn't want to scream over it. But I do remember it was really, really hot that night. I mean, this kind of heat that you remember, it was so hot. And it was about 3/4.
Uh-oh.
Oh, just getting to the good bit. Yeah, it's a shame, but maybe I have to just postpone it and get him back on again with a better, because I can just imagine this going on all night. But we'll see if he comes back. He's back. Let's try. It's a bad connection, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You there?
We're here.
Yeah, my audio is just almost non-existent. Video too. I don't know what's going on with my bandwidth, but I'm just having a terrible time with internet.
Yeah. Should we?
Like
I don't know whether we should.
Would you like to pick up where I left off?
Try a little bit more and we'll see how we go.
I can't make you out, Daniela. It's just all chopped. I apologize. I am doing everything I can. It's not letting me.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I don't know what to suggest. Can you see the private chat on the? Probably can't even. The private chat there on the right.
Oh, I think you said something about private chat. I see where it says we can see and hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you know, we parked and got out, and you know, we was drinking. Well, I was going to drink later on that night, but you know, it was unusually quiet there. You know, normally in Virginia in July and August, the cicadas will deafen you. I mean, they super loud, but I don't remember hearing any that night. And anyway, you know, it was just very quiet. But you know, we got out and I was leaned up against the side of the truck, and you know, we was all talking and laughing. We had a catfish tournament coming up, and you know, we was just guys ribbing each other, you know, talking about tactics and stuff. We'd been there probably, I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes, and about 50 to 75 yards back behind me, it was just a huge crash. I don't know if a tree went over or a tree was pushed over. I don't know. To this day, I don't know. It sounded kind of like something fell out of a tree, but right after that, you know, we started hearing footsteps, and I mean heavy ones too. I mean, it was a thump, and you know, it was odd grunting, growling sounds. I couldn't imitate it if I tried, but it was whatever it was. You know, it sounded agitated. I had a spotlight in the truck, and you know, it was one of the old halogen lights. You plug it up to your cigarette lighter, and it's like 1 million candle power. And I plugged it up, and I tried to throw the light down to where I heard the noise. We heard the noise coming from, and it blinded me. If anybody in the South knows what kudzu is, and the kudzu was so thick, you know, every time I tried to light it up, it didn't do nothing but blind me. But you know, it was moving away from us. You know, that made me feel a little bit better. It was strange. I've been in the woods all my life, and I've never heard anything like the sound it was making. It was deep. It was foreboding. I mean, you could tell it was agitated, but it was slowly moving away from us. You know, that kind of put me at ease a little bit, because I mean, it was moving away. Well, this went on, you know, on a little while, and I tried one more time to light it up. I didn't know more, not at that point, because the kudzu it was blinding me. And it finally made its way out. I don't know, I guess it was about 100, 125, and I'm just guessing, you know, 30 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood, yards down behind us. And right when it got to the edge of the tree line, all of a sudden, it just, I don't know if you call it a scream, a howl, it was the loudest thing other than a train I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I don't know how it didn't bust the windows in the truck. To this day, I don't know how it didn't bust the windows. It was that loud. And as soon as that roaring stopped, it stepped out. I caught a glimpse, and then I lit it up again. This time, we seen it. And there are no words. The level of time just stopped. And I could not believe what I was seeing, you know, because in '89, there wasn't no internet. You know, Sasquatch was a brown or black thing. It lived in the Pacific Northwest. You know, I didn't even know what I was looking at, and didn't until recently. I mean, I didn't know Sasquatches were white. I didn't even think they were in this part of the U.S. But anyway, I lit it up, and I got some eye shine off of it. It was like a greenish yellow, more yellow than, but it was shift. It was rocking left to right, left to right, left to right, and as it rocked, the color of the eyes would change a little. But this went on for.
Oh, just so we're getting to a good bit.
Oh man, yeah. It's an incredibly interesting story, and the behaviors he's describing are just so textbook. It's like, wow, I can't imagine what that would be like. It's a cliffhanger now.
Yeah, he said it's white, didn't he?
Yeah. And I was immediately I'm thinking of the Pennsylvania Bigfoot, the famous one out of Pennsylvania that's been seen a number of times, and they're reported kind of all over, but they're obviously it's very rare in comparison to other Sasquatch sightings. But yeah, what a great tale so far.
He's back.
Gotta give him a lot of credit. He's working on it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it's just dropping out. I got satellite internet, so I guess that speaks for itself.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
Anyway, it was weaving, left to right, and all of us were froze. We didn't know what we were looking at. Well, on the last rock, it took to its right. It lifted up to. Let me put this in perspective. To put it in perspective, we were in its 2 o'clock, 30 feet above it. It was a 30-feet embankment, give or take, down to where it was at, and it was about 125 yards away. And like I said, it's 2 o'clock, 30 feet higher. And when it made that last move to the right, it took a step. And when it took that step, we lost it. I mean, we come completely unglued. We was scrambling because we just knew. It was coming. And I don't even remember getting in the truck. I don't. I remember cranking the truck. And I floored it and popped the clutch, and I didn't want to stall it. Oh God, I didn't want to stall it. I didn't want to get stuck down in there with that thing. And I took on, by the time I went into second gear, it had caught us. Now, bear in mind, we're in a 4-wheel drive and we're on a gravel road. So, it ain't no speed demon. I was giving it everything it had. But anyway, when I went to second gear, I looked up in my rear view and I could see its torso. All I could see the torso. And we had the guy that owned the truck, he was actually the drunkest of everybody. He was with us, but he set up mobile homes for a living. So, he had these great big, huge bottle jacks. They use them to jack up the houses. And, that thing, it weighs about 30 pounds. It's a 30-ton jack. And one of my friends threw the jack out at it, and it bounced off. I remember him screaming that. The jack bounced off. It bounced off. And the girl that was with us, she was just all 2 pieces. She was in pretty much a fetal position, laying in the bed of the truck. It was awful. And I had one sharp curve to go around right after he hit it with the jack, and I almost wrecked the truck. It was all like it. When I look back up at the road, we almost flipped it, and I did not want to wreck down in there with that thing. But by the grace of God, we didn't, and we managed to get out of there. But the girl was so messed up. It scared us so bad that it was a few of us, myself included, that lost control of our bladders. You have no idea that is a primal fear. I cannot put into words what kind of fear that is. You never forget it. And we had to take her home. We couldn't just drop her off and let her sneak back in. She was all to pieces. And so we had to take her home. It was the hardest thing I ever done in my life, was taking that girl home and explaining to her parents what had happened to her, you know. And, you know, her dad was pissed. You know what? I can't blame him. I got girls. I'd have been mad too. And they thought at first we had done something to her. And her mother finally got her in the house and got enough out of her where she said, no, they didn't hurt me, that she had seen something. They saw something white. It scared her real bad. And, you know, we didn't know what to tell her dad. I mean, we didn't know what we saw. It was big and white and mean, you know. But he just kept looking at the ground, shaking his head. And when I don't believe it, I don't believe it. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have believed it. I really wouldn't have. I can't blame man. I mean, if I'd have been one of my girls, I'd have probably pulled a firearm. You know, that was one of the hardest things I ever done in my life, was taking that girl home to her parents. We left and we finally went home. All of us, we drank heavily once we got where we were going. But, you know, I can't put that kind of fear into words. It's you can't describe it. The next day we did go back, and that was against my better judgment. The only reason I went back was it was on a Sunday, and we in a little bitty town, you know, back in '89, nothing open on, you know, on Sunday. He had to have a jack for his work Monday morning. So against my better judgment, we went back up there the next day, and we found the jack, but it was a good 7,500 yards away from where it was thrown out at. You know, to this day, I don't know how that thing got, I don't know, unless it messed with it or threw it or whatever. I don't know. But we did go down to where it came out at, and there was a branch. When I lit it up, it was a branch right there just above its forehead, right there at the crest. And I remembered that from the night before. And we measured up to that branch, and it was 8.5 feet. So this thing was 8.5-ish, give or take a couple. And physically, the only thing that I really noticed was the brow ridge was extremely prominent. The eyes were real deep set and very far apart. The eyes were, you kind of wonder, your eyes are playing tricks on you. You know, am I looking at two things? I mean, the eyes were that far apart. But, you know, there was also going up the bank. It went up the bank, and a 30-foot bank, it done it in 3 steps, because there was 3 divots. Anybody that plays golf knows what divots are. When you miss a ball, or, you know, the big chunk of grass comes up. But it was 3 divots missing in the bank going up to the road, because when it went up that bank 30 feet up to the road to be, you know, level with us, that was give or take 30 feet, and it done it in 3 steps. But
wow.
you know, we for a long time we would talk about it amongst ourselves, and you know, some family members. Looking back, I really think if that thing would have wanted us, it wouldn't have been no stomping, it wouldn't have been no growling, no screaming, no check. If that thing really wanted us, I really do believe it would have got us. That I'm almost 100% sure of. And, you know, do I think it was on its own? I don't know. I don't remember hearing but one creature, you know. But, you know, we thought about it through the years, you know, what do we do to make it so mad, you know? I don't know if it may have had a young one, if it was hunting, or I don't know. You know, it's all stuff you look back and go, you know, maybe it was. We didn't hear but one, we didn't see but one, but I cannot say that was the only one there, because I really don't know. Now, I do know we didn't smell anything. I didn't smell it. Nobody, you know, has even discussed smelling anything. But like I said, you know, it was just, what do you call it? Mind-boggling. To this day, you know, you can't get your head completely around it. The eyes, I don't know what color they were. I know that they were glowing, mostly yellow, but some green. they was kind of changing a little bit as it weaved, you know, did the left or right thing. They would change a little bit. But I didn't see no glowing red eyes or anything like that. You know, it basically looked like, you know, wildlife eyes. Any other ones you ever seen, to be honest. But I can't hear you guys, but I can see the question.
People's questions up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Is we'll put questions up in the from the chat, and then he can Michael can see them. Then I'll put one up here. Oh, my mouse. Here we go. One from Dan Fowler. Where are you from, Michael? And when did this happen?
I'm in Virginia. I'm in a little town called Danville, Virginia. The place where it happened at is White Oak Mountain Wildlife Management Area. And also, I found this out. I came forward in November. Once I figured out what we had actually seen, and I started, okay, now I know what it is, and I started researching it. Oh man, I cannot say how much information means. You cannot have too much information. The more information I got, the better I felt that I wasn't crazy. But anyway, come to find out, I just found this out recently. There was another sighting there in 1991 of a black one. I mean, a white one. And it scared the man so bad that he sold his property. And I never knew that. I knew his daughter from the late 80s and knew her up to this point, and never knew that's what happened with her dad up there. And then another friend of mine, same area, seen a blonde one in 2016.
Wow.
Same, less than 5 miles from where mine happened. And it passed a couple months. He's got one great thermal hit down there, and he's got pictures of several tracks that he run up on fishing down there. And you know, when you see stuff, when you hear stuff, you're like, no, you know, I'm not crazy. But I mean, I went in, the girl that it happened to, she ended up kind of going off the deep end into drugs a little later on, and she finally ended up overdosing, and she passed away. Just, you know, I went into alcoholism for a good couple of decades. You know, we thought you try so hard to make sense of it, and you just can't, because it doesn't make any sense. But you know, I'd be glad to take any questions if anybody has any. I can't really hear, but I can read when it pops up.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't talk to him, isn't it?
Was it white all up?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Was it white all over? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was dingy. You know, looking back, I guess it could have been real light gray, or, you know, could have been real light blonde. I mean, it was dingy. They look white and dingy. That's the best way I can describe it. It just looked white and dingy, not well kept. I mean, it was kind of matty looking. It was far from a beauty queen. But yeah, I'll be glad to take any questions you guys have. How fast was the truck going when it was keeping up? The last time I looked at the speedometer, 40. When I went around that curve and almost lost it, I was doing 40. And I mean, the truck almost got completely sideways. And after that, I wasn't looking back no more. I did not want to wreck down in there with that thing. I didn't look back no more. I looked back one time and I seen a torso, and that was it for me. I didn't look no more.
Wow. That's so intense.
Yeah.
When you went back there, Jack, did you see any tracks or other signs of? No. Well, I seen the divots, you know, where he had stepped to go up the bank, because it was kind of a soft shoulder. Excuse me. It's a soft, you know, kind of a soft shoulder. You know, that area down there, it's got a lot of sand in the soil. So, you know, I figured if a heavy enough man went up, he'd probably dig out, you know, little small divots. But we seen 3 big divots tore out, and I mean, they were huge, every bit of 6 inches across. The divot, now it's not saying the foot was, but that foot had to be wide to create a hole as big as they were going up that bank.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, some great questions.
Yeah.
Do I think I disturbed the family unit? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I've actually had did another interview with a guy, and he asked me what music was playing on the radio, and I believe it or not, I remember it was AC/DC, Back in Black, and he said maybe the music made it angry. I don't know. I like AC/DC. It don't make me angry.
That's a good point,
but,
though.
we won't play it real loud, But no, I don't know if it was any other family unit or if it was a rogue, or which I'm leaning towards rogue after doing the research I've done. I'm leaning towards rogue, but who knows? It could have been. We could have been interrupting dinner time.
It's possible.
Anywhere near the Appalachian Trail, not too far, hour and a half, 2 hours at the most, but it's right on the Seminole Trail. The Seminole Trail that the Seminole Indians use, it kind of parallels the Appalachian, and the Seminole Trail is right on top of White Oak Mountain, right on that. They're all right there together. The management area is right at 3,000 acres. And so, I mean, it's a huge place. But yeah, the closest thing to it was the Seminole Trail. But yeah, I live fairly close to the Appalachian, no more than an hour and a half away, something like that, give or take.
Okay. Do you know if it was male or female?
Do I know if it was male or female? I didn't see anything. Of course, I won't look, and I was pretty much watching its head. When you look at something like that, you're trying to watch the eyes and the face. You're concentrating on the face, but I don't remember any genitalia, so it could have very well been a female. I don't know. I don't remember seeing anything. I'll put it that way. But it's 30 years ago, so. But I mean, nothing prominent, nothing to really talk about. Come to really think of it, I don't remember seeing breasts either. So who knows? How do your own family view? My family, believe it or not, has been real supportive. All my family, my wife, my kids, mother, father, sister, they know me, and they know I don't make stuff up. They all know. No, my family's been great. Since I came forward, I've run into some absolutely fantastic people. I mean, I am so glad that I had those people. I just came forward in November, so all this is still kind of new to me. But I've made a lot of progress on my research, a lot. But I do only armchair. I am not going into the field. I can't handle that again. I don't ever want to see another one, ever. Never.
This is a good question. Are you still in contact with the people you were with?
Daniela's still chopping up real bad. I'm getting the questions on the screen, but I can only see you. I can't see you. The other. Let me see you. Are you in contact with the people you were with still? A couple of them. Her and another one has passed away. One of them was in a real bad car wreck. I hate to say it, but kind of like a vegetable. He's just, then another one of them, he joined the Navy, and I talk to him every now and then. He retired from the Navy, and he runs cranes at the docks, loading ships now. I think he's still in the reserve, but I talk to him, and I talk to the guy that hit it with the jack. I see him sometimes. But if any of us ever got together, since then, it didn't come up a lot, but we would talk about it every now and then, just trying to figure out what was it. I didn't know Sasquatches were white, and I did not know they was in this part of the country. We had no idea what chased us. For years and years, we had no idea what it was. Scared us to death, but we had no idea.
I'm just, I can see the questions. You just have to give me a minute, guys. So I did think, he's asking what happened to the girl. It's a huge delay, isn't there?
Yeah, it seems to be.
I don't even think he's getting that now. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
We'll have to get him back on, because there's a lot we could be talking to him about.
Yeah, that's one of those stories that has so many layers that it'd be really great to try to unpack and look into. And I'm curious about the area. Is there a lot of other reports that have been coming in from that area, or did he ever hear of any prior to that, or was it just a one-off weird thing? Those are the kind of things you got to wonder.
Yeah. I've got him back.
Oh, okay, cool. Welcome back.
Okay, you got.
Yeah, we can hear you and see you. You probably can't hear me. I've lost that question now. Yeah, we can hear you. We'll see if we can see this.
I hate to keep doing this in the blind. I can't. I've seen the questions when they pop up, but I can't hear not a thing. Oh, what happened to the girl? She ended up passing away from a drug overdose. We never spoke of it around her. You couldn't speak of it around her. She would come unglued. She couldn't handle it. I don't know if that's what led to her drug abuse. Possibly. I'm sure it didn't help. But yeah, she finally, fairly young too, passed away from overdose.
So tragic.
It is, yeah. The effects. It's a shame we can't really talk to him.
What is it says, what's your opinion as to why some of them are white and hair color? I don't know. I know everything that I'm not going to say everything. I'm going to say the majority of things that I'm hearing or seeing, people on the East Coast are reporting, especially this area I'm in, white and blonde. I don't know what that is. I've often wondered, maybe it was really old. Maybe it was red and just, got really old and turned white. I don't have a clue why it was white. I don't know. That was one of the biggest things to get our head around, because, Sasquatch ain't white. What was that thing,
Oh. This is terrible, isn't it? Having to do it like this.
It's too bad, because the story is so amazing,
Yeah.
And it would be such a great conversation if we could have him
to come back on again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can see yourselves how long it's taking for him to see the question that's coming up.
Well, that satellite internet is really terrible for this kind of application.
Right. He's not even getting this question. Yeah, it's gone again. So, yeah, maybe we should call it a night-ish.
Sure.
I know we're finishing a bit early. What do people think? Because we're not really getting a good interview here. Not being able to talk to him directly, and maybe we should try and do it again. He's back, but I think I'm going to just send him a message and say,
yeah, I mean, he might be even better served just calling in on a cell phone if you have that option.
Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
We can always hear you. We'll see if you can see that question. If not, I'll send him a...
I've got a question up here. It said, did the eyes appear much larger than human size? Human size? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They were bigger than human eyes by far. definitely.
Wow.
I would say somewhere between a golf ball and a racquetball, in diameter.
Wow.
Right. I'll put this one up and see if it can, and then I'll just. This is really bad tonight. Really.
I hope we didn't bring the portal jinx over to you.
I don't know what's going on my internet. It ain't never been this bad.
Yeah, it sounds like the portal jinx.
Yeah.
It's probably going to cut out.
Yeah. He's moving his mouth, but nothing's really coming out too much. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not saying that. Sorry about tonight, guys. This just really couldn't be helped. It's just one of those things going live. Usually it works. Usually we have a good night, and but tonight it's not playing, and probably you guys are getting as frustrated as we are, trying to listen to this account and talk to Michael, which is not happening. So yeah.
Well, I want you to know I've had a great time.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I love being here with you on the show, and obviously technical issues withstanding, it's always a pleasure, and I really enjoy it.
Thank you. He's gone. I was going to do that. Well, look, let's go. And I'll send him a message now on Facebook, because we're probably going to be going back and forth doing this. You guys are on tonight, are you?
Yeah, we'll be on at 7 p.m. an hour from now. We'll be going live, so we'll do a 2-hour show. If you guys are not busy, come on over.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm pretty sure Kerry will be doing a late night show in between now and next week. And once again, this probably is one for the diary. Mike Patterson, Sasquatch, Ontario, on the late show on the 27th of September. It's probably like something like 9:30 Central, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'm going to watch that one. I'd like to be part of that one, actually. I want to know about Nefertia and the cottage and Dwayne and all that. It'd be good to know what was going on, what went on, and what's going on now. So that will be interesting. So, guys, bye, Don. Thanks again, Brent, Don. Everyone nip over to the Paranormal Portal in an hour for a 2-night session. And yeah, we'll see you all soon. Good night, everyone. And prayers to Andy gone fishing. Prayers to everyone who's been going through all these terrible weather things at the moment. It's truly awful, and I don't think people realise just how bad some people are suffering at the moment. So let's all think about them and wish them everything, as much goodness and health and wealth and all that. Good night, everyone.
Good night.